Mr. Herbert M. Rogers, Jr., better known as Jay, age 43 of Sylacauga, died April the 30th. Funeral service will be Friday at Curtis & Son North at 11 a.m. I'll be officiating that service. Visitation tonight, 5 until 8 p.m., also at the North Chapel. Burial in the Tallahatchie Cemetery. Online condolences at curtissonsonfh.com. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Funeral service for Mary Ellen Sims, age 93 of Sylacauga, will be Friday at 2 o'clock from Talladega Springs Baptist Church with Brother Joe Camp officiating. Burial in the Talladega Springs Cemetery. Mrs. Sims died May 1st at Coosa Valley Medical Center. Visitation is tonight, 5 until 8 o'clock at the funeral home. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home, directing. Funeral service for Howard Eugene Gallagher, age 83. That service will be today at 1 o'clock from the Chapel of Talladega Funeral Home. The Reverend Wayne Hester officiating. Burial in the Pine Hill Memorial Park. Mr. Gallagher was a Talladega native and a member of the Harvestfield Church in Chandler Springs. Talladega Funeral Home, directing. Funeral service for Mrs. Edna James Salsher, age 75, is today at 2 o'clock from Ursary Funeral Home in Talladega. Burial in the Pine Hill Memorial Park. Mrs. Salsher, a native and lifelong resident of Talladega and a member of the Talladega Free Will Baptist Church. Online condolences at ursaryfuneralhome.com. Ursary Funeral Home, Talladega, directing. Funeral service for Mrs. Mary Van Willoughby, age 86, is today at 2 o'clock from the Chapel of Radley Funeral Home in Alexander City. Dr. John Watkins officiating. Burial in the Rocky Mount Primitive Baptist Church Cemetery. The family are receiving friends prior to the service, 12 to 1:30 at the funeral home. Mrs. Willoughby died Monday at East Alabama Medical Center. She was a member of the Mount Zion Baptist Church. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home, directing. Funeral service for Angelette Hope Stows is noon today at Mount Zion Missionary Baptist Church in Tallapoosa County with interment in the church cemetery. Wright's Funeral Home, directing. Eveline Crump, age 77, died May 1st. The family will receive friends at Talladega Funeral Home on Friday from 2 until 3, with a funeral service to follow at 3 in the chapel. The Reverend Joel Davis will officiate. Burial in the Hall Cemetery in Lincoln. Mrs. Crump was a member of the Refuge Baptist Church. Talladega Funeral Home in charge of the arrangements. Joshua Strickland, age 27, died April the 30th, UAB in Birmingham. Sunset Memorial Chapel in Childersburg, announcing the arrangements. Annie Perry Tyler, age 71, died May 1st. The family receiving friends tonight, 6 until 8 at Talladega Funeral Home. Funeral service will be Friday at 11 in the Chapel of Talladega Funeral Home. Dr. Chris Aldridge officiating. Burial in the Pine Hill Memorial Park. Talladega Funeral Home, directing. Mr. James Earl Woodall, age 65, died Monday at his residence, Sims Funeral Service, Talladega, with the arrangements. And funeral service for Mrs. Marie Queen, age 58, is Friday at 1 from the Chapel of Radley Funeral Home. The Reverend J. Burkhalter officiating. Burial in the New Rocky Mount Baptist Church Cemetery. The family receiving friends tonight at the funeral home from 5 until 7. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home in Alexander City, in charge of the arrangements. These obituaries brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.